Thank you for joining us for KBOI 2 News Midday. I'm Brian Moore, and let's get right to your top 11 stories today. At 11, the driver of an SUV involved in a Monday night hit and run on the connector has turned himself in. Police say he is 46-year-old Matthew Hyde. Investigators say Hyde hit a car, causing it to spin out, and then Hyde took off. The driver of the car was not hurt in that crash. Boise PD says the man turned himself in after seeing media coverage on that incident. And one man is dead following a single vehicle crash in Eagle. It happened near the intersection of Chinden and Locust Grove about 10:30 last night. Deputies say the driver somehow went off the road and hit a brick sign head-on. Ada County Sheriff's deputies do not believe alcohol was a factor. And we're learning more about a near drowning in Nampa, which injured a 4-year-old boy. Police responded to a report of a possible drowning. This was on the 100 block of West State Street shortly before 8:30. Now, when they got there, they found a family member. He had already pulled the boy from a decorative pond in a backyard. He was taken to St. Al's in Nampa and then transferred to a Boise hospital. Police say he is in serious condition. A Boise neighborhood is making some noise over noise. Neighbors in the Vista area have released the results of a survey on the push to bring F-35s to the Boise airport. Now, 77% of respondents say they oppose basing F-35s there. 55% say they were negatively impacted this past summer when F-15s were temporarily based here. Now, F-15s and F-35s are much louder than other planes flying in and out of the airport. In Eagle, concerns over fracking. City leaders held an information session last night. City Hall was packed. Hydraulic fracturing is a process used across the country for oil and natural gas drilling. The worry for neighbors is that the mineral rights leases in Payette and Gem counties actually includes parcels of land near Eagle. Both anti-fracking groups and the oil industry were on hand to give their side. Hear what they have to say in a few moments. And in Portland, 3 men broke into a wine collective and stole $10,000 worth of wine barrels. They rolled them right out the door. The timing couldn't have been worse. There's a lot of wine ready to go into those barrels to ferment.
It's a crippling feeling. It's just like feeling like everything's just been knocked out of you and you're like, what do you do now?
Now, this story has a happy ending. A Craigslist ad for wine barrels led police to a scrapyard where they found them. They have been returned to the winemakers, but those suspects, they are still at large. And Morrison Park going to the dogs. It's getting ready for its season off-leash program. The east side of the park will go off-leash starting November 1st. This is the 4th year for the program, which runs through February 28th. Now, the goal is to help prevent long-term damage to address public health and safety concerns caused by hundreds of geese wintering in the Riverside Park. And 3 people are in the hospital following a crash near the connector. A car rear-ended a motorcycle on the Chinden off-ramp. The impact ejected the rider from the bike and he collided with the car in front of him. All 3 drivers have non-life-threatening injuries. Drivers may notice higher prices at downtown Boise parking garages. This starts next year. Developers are planning to hike monthly rates in all 6 garages downtown, some as high as $35 more a month. Now, daily rates, including the free parking for the first hour, will not change.
The monthly spaces are getting tighter as more and more businesses move downtown and bring their employees with them.
The changes have not yet been approved. The price increases will be voted on next month, but they are expected to pass. And heads up to drivers, Gowan Road at I-84 will be reduced down to 1 lane in each direction overnight between Federal Way and Eisenman Road. The lane restrictions will start at 8 o'clock tonight and go till 5 in the morning. The restrictions may be in place tomorrow night as well if they cannot wrap up the work tonight. And a Boise child hit by a van while riding his bike last month is preparing for his 10th surgery. On Max Wyatt's GoFundMe page, his mother writes, the biggest highlight of Max's week included a wagon ride out of the hospital to get some fresh air. So far, more than $82,000 has been raised to help the family with those medical bills.